Good evening and welcome to the FE Bar. I'm your host, Jack Jordan Maynard, and joining me, as always, is him over there. It's Jack Pickering. Can you believe it? It has been 10 years since the start of Formula E, so we want to know your favourite moments from the series, and we want you to come up with some challenging FE quiz questions for us tonight. We want your quiz questions. Come and challenge us. So, we also have a massive announcement at the end of the show, so make sure you tune in, because at the end of the show we've got a massive announcement. This is the only place to be tonight. It's the FE Bar. Make sure you come and join and have fun. If you want to join and be part of the show, hit !Discord in chat and you can be part of our Discord. Mr. Pickering, how are you? Let me turn you up.
I'm good, yeah. I was going to bring a cake. I forgot. I realised about 10 minutes ago and thought, oh, well, never mind. But yeah, no. I can't believe it. 10 years.
What were we doing 10 years ago? I know what I was doing today 10 years ago. I was covering the Beige. Well, it would have already have happened, technically, because it would have been 9 o'clock this morning. So the Beijing first race of the season would have already been done. But 10 years ago, like, what were you doing 10 years ago?
10 years and 12 hours. 10 years and 12 hours ago, I was watching Jenny Gow on ITV4. But yes. I don't know what I don't know what I was doing. It would have been about a week after I started college. I would have just escaped school. I got my results on my 16th birthday. My GCSE results, which is the curse of having an August birthday. But yeah.
Fingers crossed it was a good birthday.
Yeah. But I think it was. Yeah, I think everyone was just reeling from this time 10 years ago. Everyone was just reeling from what happened at the 20th and final corner of the last lap of that race.
What a moment, right? What a moment! I can't believe it's been 10 years. I truly can't. Like, I've seen pictures of me 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's just like, you without the beard.
That's. I think I look a lot younger.
Do you know what? We should have shaved for this just to look like our 16-year-old.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking of shaving. I'm thinking of shaving. You know, when it's like Movember time. You know, I've had it for a while now, and I'm like, I get for prostate cancer and all that. But like, I was thinking, do I just see? Well, I reckon though, if I was to shave all this off and look like an 18-year-old again,
I'm trying to see if
I reckon I'd be like this at the end of the month anyway.
No.
But I've got some people in chat, and Chris has asked, right, and I thought we might as well discuss this now while we're here.
You continue talking. I am listening.
What is your Chinese order? Right, mine is simple. Right,
well, believe
chicken chow mein and a quarter of a duck with pancakes.
So I agree, chicken chow mein.
Chicken chow mein.
I then get the ribs. And then some Chinese, and then some Chinese chips.
Chinese chips.
And the reason why I get the Chinese chips is because once you finish with the ribs, the rest of the sauce you can use the chippy for dippy, and you can use the thing as a chippy dippy. So
nice.
Yeah. Right. I am trying to scroll back and find a picture from 2014.
Of who? Yourself?
Of me. God. Do you know what? I found one of 20...
If you Google my name, don't. Don't.
10 wrong spellings later.
10 wrong spellings later. If you Google my name, you'll see it. You'll see like an 18-year-old picture of me of how old I was 10 years ago. Although that would be 19 now, technically.
Right. Okay. 19. I found a picture of me from 2014.
Wow.
This is me. This is me in my prom suit. Okay.
Oh my! I've seen that. I feel like I've seen this picture.
You probably have, because
this is probably your Facebook profile picture, like ages ago when we met.
I mean, like, we've known each other for well over a decade now, so it would.
Which is crazy to think of.
Oh yeah, that is wild. But I'm hoping this'll show up. But I am.
Oh my god! Look at that.
Focus.
I've got the reflection of your camera.
Yeah, I know.
In the photo, which is quite funny. Now we've seen it. It's all good.
Hang on. If I turn the screen off, is that better?
Well, we still got the reflect. Yes, slightly. Look at that young face.
Okay.
Look at that young face.
Right, there we go.
Finishing
right,
high school. So we got finishing high school. I got to say hello there from Johnny. Hi, Johnny. Hope you're well. King prawns and sweet and sour chicken balls with the. Regret not having the ribs now.
I will say there are some photos of here from 2015 testing.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, I want to move on because time's money. Time's money.
Lapp, Lucas Di Grassi, Heidfeld.
There's tons. I've got tons of pictures of that. There's be fun. Right. So remember. We won
Bruno's helmet.
Yes, I remember that day as well.
Yeah.
We won your quiz. I did. We won your quiz questions tonight. So if you can think of a challenging quiz question from Formula E, so like I don't know what happened at the Bernie Prix, for example. Like I can't remember the Bernie Prix, but anyway, like something that happened in Formula E over the last 10 years. As a quiz question tonight, we'd love to hear them. So if you can get on, tell us a quiz question. We've got to work out the answer. And then if we can't work out the answer, can you guys get the answer in chat? So that is what we want from you guys tonight, as well as you coming on and telling us what you think your favourite moment is in Formula E. And that is what we're going to discuss quickly. And then we're going to get on to obviously the latest news. But we're going to start with you, Pico. What is your favourite moment in Formula E? What is it?
Oh, This is a hard one.
You've had a long time to think about this. I was thinking about it today. Like, what actually was I going to say? Because I had actually no idea what I was going to say. And I was like, there's really only, for me, one answer. So then I was like, that's what I'm going to say. So what are you going to say?
I will be brutally honest. I came up with the idea for this show tonight, and I haven't thought about what my favourite Formula E moment is.
Typical.
So, there we go. That is very ADHD of me. Do you know what? There are so many moments. I absolutely adored season 8, but I think that's partly because I got to go around the world.
Can you believe that was 2 years ago?
Yeah. I know. Don't worry.
Where does the time go?
Getting on the grid in Rome was very, very special.
But that's your moment. Like, what's like Formula E? Like Formula E.
Can we come back to me at the end of the show? I'm gonna give
the end of the show.
End of
Seriously.
I you know what? I have some. I have quite a lot of memories from Formula E here tonight.
There is a lot of memories. A lot, right? And I there's one. There's two, but the one for me, the best moment of Formula E, right, is Lucas Di Grassi hitting the back of Sebastian Buemi in London in season 2. It was in the air. It was in the air that day, right? Being there in London, knowing that Di Grassi just had to beat Buemi or finish ahead of him, but they both didn't finish. Di Grassi won the title, and there was just this sense that first and third, that he was just going to do it. And I'm not saying he did it on purpose. I'm not saying he did it on purpose. I'm not saying he did it on purpose. But I honestly think that was magical. Like, that was the biggest gobsmack moment you could have.
Yeah, I genuinely believe that Lucas didn't do that on purpose. And I'm fairly certain about that, because if you look at the onboards from the Renault EDAMs, they went into what would have been turn 3, which was the first braking zone of the circuit.
Yep.
About 50 mile an hour less than they did at in the race the day beforehand.
Yeah.
So I think Renault were trying to back Lucas up on purpose, and Lucas was sort of having was just caught unawares. So actually, I am of the belief that Buemi engineered that title and not
really.
Di Grassi.
Because
there's my little controversial opinion.
And the only other one for me, right, is season 1, race 1.
Okay.
Prost smashing into Heidfeld. Because Formula E needed something, right? Otherwise, that race would have gone under the radar, right? Under the radar, like no one really cared. Bit like Extreme E, bit like, I don't know, Powerboat race, whatever it is, the E1 that we've got now. Like, it would have just gone under the radar. And it would have been, there's this new thing, electric, but they had a race in Beijing. Congratulations to them. But that crash was like, it's like, oh my God, there's this new racing series, and look at how it finished.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton commented on it.
Yeah, look at how it finished. Like, oh my God. So yes, it wasn't a pretty moment for Formula E, but that was like bad PR is great PR. Like, that was one of those moments. It was like, oh yeah, massive crash. Okay, they're fine. But it wasn't the reason Formula E wanted to get publicity, but it was the best thing for Formula E to get publicity. So I think, in terms of a Formula E historical moment, arguably could be number one. But I think the most shocking moment was still for me.
Yeah.
The title fight in London in season 2.
There is another moment I'm surprised you didn't mention, which was Mexico City.
See, the fact that you're saying Mexico City and I'm going, I have no idea what you're talking about, is a problem.
Season 5. The one where Wehrlein ran out of power on the final corner and won.
You know what I thought? That's just my bias here of Nelson Piquet Jr. I was like, that's the one where Nelson Piquet Jr. crashed and lost his drive.
Yeah.
That's what I remember from Mexico season 5. That was a good moment. I've got
a PK moment later, but I also found this in my drawer next to me. It's
Nelson Piquet Jr. won.
It's a PK Jr. Championship winning badge from 2014-15 for FIA Formula E World Champion. That's not right. It wasn't a World Championship.
Oh, they can call it what they want. He was champion, and I'm not having this Premier League malarkey. Like, Formula E only existed when it was a World Championship. Like,
no. Formula E existed. Yeah. It just wasn't a World
Championship.
Nelson Piquet Jr. was the first Formula E champion.
So
Nick De Vries was the first Formula E World Champion. Thank you.
There we go. But Formula E still existed. I can see that in the future, like in Premier League football now, where Division 1 and like football did exist before the Premier League. I was like, yes, Formula E did exist before. Like, I feel like Jean-Eric Verne's double champion is like, because it's going to be like the first ever double world champion. It's like, well, we did have a double champion.
Yeah. The thing is with the Prem is that the Prem just got created just above. It wasn't renamed. Division 1 wasn't renamed the Prem. Division 1 became the second division of football after the Premier League got created.
I don't think that's technically true.
No, it is. It went Premier League, Division 1.
Yeah, it did do that. That is correct. And then they got changed to the Championship, League 1, League 2.
Yes.
But I still think there was 4 professional divisions. There wasn't 5 professional. Well, the National League did. Anyway, different.
Yeah, no. There were 4 professional divisions. It's just that what was Division 4 then became National League.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'd have to go and research that. That's an interesting stat. Anyway.
No, I had to
the only interesting thing that I want to add before we take some calls, because the Discord waiting room is lighting up, and if you want to be part, !Discord in chat, join the Discord. Come on, let us know what your favourite Formula E moment is. And any quiz questions, we really want to hear your quiz questions, and we want to get stumped. Make us look a fool. We've been covering this for 10 years. Well, I have, and I'm sure you'll stump me tonight. But the really most interesting thing about Beijing 2014 for Formula E and Formula E Zone was back then. Formula E, it was a disaster, right? That first race actually was a small bit of a disaster because they went to China. And they didn't prepare themselves for the firewall in China. So basically, everybody got to China, teams, and they couldn't tweet. No social media could be updated. So they had a problem. Even like live streaming and stuff was a struggle. Like, I think I only could watch the live timing page, but because
the streaming
the streaming software didn't go live. Like, it was a real problem. They just did not prepare for the firewall. So that means everyone who went couldn't tweet out what was going on, right? So people had stayed up, right? And because we didn't travel, and I had a copy of the live timings, Formula E Zone were like the only people tweeting about Formula E when the sessions were going on. So we went from like 200 followers that day, because we started in May. So by May, we a couple hundred followers by then. But by the end of the Beijing race, we were close to 1,000 because we were the only ones able to tweet, because Formula E hadn't thought about the firewall going into China, which is just, I suppose, do you think about that when you've got so many other priorities that when you get there, you're like, oh my God, we can't tweet and we can't actually do what we thought we could, and it was just a massive oversight, absolutely massive oversight. But it was the first step to us actually, like, you know, and still today we were having a good discussion just before we went on air that, you know, we're the first. There's only 2 independent Formula E websites left. In terms of, there's only 2 websites that only just don't cover Formula One. So for any website that covers Formula One is out the table here, right? It just focuses on Formula E.
Thanks for coming.
Right. So all of that, it's just it's incredible. It's just us and the Germans in E4MLDE. I can't think of another person, and I might be wrong. I might be missing someone, and if I am, I apologise. But there's only 2 websites, and I think it's just us and E4MLDE. And maybe I'm not trying to be ignorant here, but I'm hoping if there is someone else, I hope there is. But like, I'd like to meet them and you know, work with them, I suppose, because it's mad. Because there used to be tons and tons and tons of independent small websites. We had Electric Autosport, we had eRacing.net, we had Just Electric. There was loads of
eRacing 365.
Yeah, I said that one. eRacing.net. I think that was the same.
No.
eRacing 365. I think that's where I get confused with who Nick worked for, because there used to be. I'm sure there wasn't eRacing 365. But do you count blogs? No. No. Don't count blogs. You can't count blogs, because to be a website, you've got to get the interviews. You've got to get the exclusive stories. Like, we've done that. Like, we haven't done that for a while. Like, we've had exclusive stories though, like the Silverstone stuff with Jeff Dodds. That's an exclusive stuff for us. Like, so to get interviews and stuff like that. But like, we were breaking, but like first season 4, like I broke FanBoost. Maybe that should be the story, right? I broke FanBoost, right? So if you remember what FanBoost was, right?
Admittedly, I think I did help tip you off with this.
There was a lot going on. The story's crazy. And Tobias Bloom, who was for E4 Day, he did a podcast on this in German. It was weird. I've got it on my phone still, and it comes up on my time. Like, you know when you shuffle all songs, and all of a sudden that podcast comes up, and you're like, I can't believe this thing actually happened. Like it's unbelievable. Because what happened? So I'll tell you the story, right? So of how I broke FanBoost. Then we'll take some calls. So get into the Discord, !Discord, if you want to get into the thing. How did you break FanBoost? So FanBoost, right, so it was season 2 or 3? 3. Heitfeld was...
No, it was 2.
Was it season 2?
Season 2 is when I...
Yeah, it was season 2, you're correct, it's season 2.
No,
Thank you.
I think I told you.
It was season 2. So, I was contacted. I can't remember your involvement. I must admit, I'm really sorry. I cannot remember your involvement. You may have helped me. We may have worked on it. We definitely worked on it together when we were tracking stuff. But
yeah.
I can't remember. But I know how it started, and it didn't start with you.
Before I was even with Formula E. I remember going on to vote for...
Yeah, I got you testing.
Yeah.
My theory. And it worked, and it was proved. Right, anyway. So, Season 2 Berlin E-Prix, I get this Facebook. Someone messages me on Facebook, right? And he says, I can prove FanBoost is broken. I'm like, go on then. Prove it. He said, right, Oliver Turvey and Nicholas Prost have 0 votes each, right? And they're next to each other. So and I know they have 0 votes, right? So I'm going to vote for Nicholas Prost, refresh your page, and he'll go above Oliver Turvey. So, refresh my page, he goes above Oliver Turvey. I'm like, okay, cool. All right. And then he says, right, these 2 drivers, let's say Daniel Abt and, I don't know, someone else who was racing at the time, Nelson Piquet Jr., let's say. They have the same amount of votes. I'm going to vote for this person. They'll go above. And what he said, every time it happened, right? And I was like, cool, right? Amazing. Awesome, right. So FanBoost is dodgy. Source goes dead, right? Doesn't talk to me anymore. I'm like, dude, I need help. Like, how did you find this? Can you show me how you do it? Didn't do it, right? I've got 2 weeks till the London E-Prix, right? So I've got to find... So I went digging in the source code, right? And everyone can do this because you just click F12, right? So I went digging in the source code on the FanBoost page as soon as it opened for London. On the day that it opened for London, because obviously it wasn't there, right? When the information is not there because the website's not... That web page basically isn't live. Well, it was live, but like it didn't show anything. So the day it went live, I opened up the source code and the source code is a massive place, right? And I don't know how I found it. Me and my tiny little, coding brain with a little bit of HTML5 that I did at uni. Went through a couple of tabs and lo and behold, it had every driver's name and their current vote. So I had it. I had everything. And then I just needed to prove. The person that source said you could write any email you wanted to. So I was doing bbb@yyyy.com. Right?
All it needed to have was the
at symbol and
a symbol and a dot.
That's all it needed. That was all it needed. And every time I voted, right? So I could have voted multiple times. But then I was like, we need to prove that bots are also, right? Bots are involved. So in order to track the voting, right, for the foreseeable 2 weeks, there was days where I looked at midnight, then came at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, for every hour. I checked it every hour. And that's when it got juicy, right? It got juicy because all of a sudden, in a 10-minute window, 5-minute window, because sometimes I'd come on and I'd catch the bot votes live, right? And then they'd absolutely tank, right? So Marching Hua was driving for Next TV at the time, I think, but there was a Chinese driver, right? I think it was Marching Hua or Hoping Tong, right? I think it was definitely Ma. Definitely Ma.
I think Hoping Tong only did
definitely Ma, right? So Ma, right, would have 0 votes. Hardly got any votes. 0. 1,000 in an hour. One night. Like within an hour. 1,000. Exactly 1,000. Line across. Another 1,000 spike. And I was like, boom. Right? Bot votes. That has to be bot votes. He's not getting any votes at any other hour. Bam, 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 bam. Hour votes. Right? And I'm like, boom. I've got you. I've got you. The only driver that that I could not rule out of all 20 drivers was Lucas di Grassi. Lucas di Grassi was the only driver that had if you had a graph, it was, it flowed normally. Everyone had spikes, massive spikes. Daniel Abt, people that got fan boost, massive spikes, absolute huge tons of spikes. Right? And after the day of the London E-Prix, I turned round to the press officers. I said, boys, because I was tracking it on the day, on that championship finale, I'm tracking fan boost votes. And obviously it's the second day, so the first day's done, and then the second, oh my God, the amount of bot votes. It was just bot vote C. It was bot vote C. And you're like, oh, how could you prove that? It was an hour. I was tracking it by minutes. Right? Minutes. 10,000 votes in the space of 2 minutes and then nothing. Like, it was mental. Right? Just by... And a 5-year-old. Honestly, a 5-year-old could have hacked it if they wanted to. It was that simple. I didn't have to have any coding expertise. I just went into source code and walked onto the page, clicked a few buttons and found it. So go on.
A couple of years ago, you could go onto the FB website, go into the source, and download the font of the website.
Yeah, crazy.
I'm not sure if you can still do that, but you're able.
We have to take a small break at the moment in a second too. So we'll take some calls after, and then we'll do a big massive call session and get your favourite moments and get your quiz questions in. But yeah, to end the story, I turned to the Formula E press office. I said, boys, I'm not going to send you an email. I've broken fan boost, and I'm going to send you all the information tomorrow. Right, all the graphs, everything. So I literally put it in the graphs, and because we were little Formula E Zone, right, we were a tiny little website, so I wanted people to believe us, right? And so what I did when I republished the story is I put a link under the story. So you can't access it now, unfortunately. But I put a link under the story so you could download the graphs and have a look for yourself. Like, if Autosport or the race, I know the race didn't exist back then, but if they'd broken the story, they wouldn't have done that. right? You would have trusted them as the Autosport to say, right, okay, we believe you're Autosport, but I'm little Formula E zone, right? So we put the graphs out. I've probably still got them somewhere, but it was an incredible story. That's Formula E zones. That's the biggest story that we've ever broken. There were some other ones as well, along the lines, but that's a long story about this. So what we're gonna do, right, is we have a couple of breaks, and we've got some friends of the show who have sent in their favourite moments. And after this small little break of about a minute or two, we will be taking your calls. So come on, tell us your favourite Formula E moments, and then we will, and your quiz questions. That's what we want. We're literally going to be back in 1.5 minutes. We will see you soon as I get the thing up. There we go.
Hi everyone, my name is Toby Bloom. I worked in Formula E for 9 of the past 10 seasons and left the championship before season 10 started to move on to work in German television. As this lorry rightly says, I work for the ZDF broadcaster, which funnily enough once had broadcasting rights to Formula E in Germany, but they don't anymore. I'm working on bringing it back, but so far, no rights for ZDF in Germany. That's not the topic of this bit anyway. My favourite moment in the past 10 years of Formula E, I mean, there have been so many. I really like the entirety of Gen 1. Looking back, it feels sometimes like those were the golden days. But then we moved to Gen 2, and I think one race that stands out from Gen 2 is the Marrakesh Prix 2019. Like the second of the, or third, I don't even remember, of the Gen 2 era with the two BMWs. Then generally the first Gen 2 seasons were incredible. Audi, BMW, Mercedes, you all remember them. But BMW racing for victory in Morocco, and then the two drivers coming together, Alex Sims and Antonio Felix da Costa, that was just incredible. These two fighting for victory and then gifting Jerome D'Ambrosio the win, that was really special. And not even in sporting terms or racing terms, but do you remember the list of entries for the rookie test the day after the race? Nick de Vries was on it, Nico Müller was on it, who else? Ben Treloyer, Jamie Chadwick, filled with incredible talent that made their first steps into Formula E. I think a certain Mr. James Rossiter was also on it, now no longer an active driver, but he also, not sure if it was his debut in an official test, but he also took part. So the entry list for the rookie test was also incredible. For me, it was my first time in Africa covering the race. Personally, very enjoyable. I'm rambling on now. Marrakesh 2019, that was really special. take care, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye bye.
I just want to give him a cuddle. I just want to give him. That's a really good friend, Tobias Bloom. And story short, right? Before we take some calls, because we've got to take some calls, because this is a call show, and we haven't taken any calls. But what a legend he is, right? For E4 LDE. But he wrote. He came to me really early on when he was about 16, right? He was 16, like season 1, season 2. He said, mate, I just want to write in English. Can you help me with my English? He would write articles and I would literally just like a teacher, right? Like I am now, literally like in red font. I was like, this, you need to change this to this. This, you need to change this. This isn't quite. And he writes honestly since all the little, he took it all on, and then all of a sudden he was writing pieces. I was like, mate, this is brilliant. Like, and I was like, it's not even your first language. And yeah, you had tons of errors at the beginning, but now I'm reading your pieces and I'm like, I don't have to change much, if anything. And, you know, what a legend. Absolutely love him to pieces, and I miss him so much. And back in the day, if you go back on the FEZ shows, you know, we did a podcast, and Tobias frequently was on that podcast. He's a massive part of the Formula Rezone family, and I was so happy that he was able to take the chance. And we've got some special guests coming up to do some more of them as well. Let's get into the calls, because we need to. We're going to take Nikki first, because Nikki was in the waiting room first. Nikki, you are on the FE bar. How are you? And pleasure to. Can you hear us? Because I know last time we had a bit of connection problems. It doesn't look like you can hear us at the moment. If not, we can try again. Or maybe she might be AFK. She might be AFK. So instead, we will go to Natalie. Oh, you had a... Don't know what happened there. That was a little thing. Anyway, Natalie, you were on the FE bar. How are you?
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I've got my football shirt out, ready for tomorrow.
A lovely stubbly Derby County.
Who are you playing?
Cardiff at home.
Cardiff.
Fair enough, yeah.
They've not done too well lately. But anyway.
I'll be honest, I am looking at Cardiff. It's a long way in the future, but I am looking at that one. So yeah, looking forward to that.
I'm looking at Oxford at home as well in February for your information.
Oh yeah. No, I'm coming to that. I'm definitely I'm there. You've got a Greg's built into the stadium. I am there.
we might be, we might not. We're still deciding on it, with it being a Tuesday night, but. We'll work on it.
That is a caveat, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, favourite FE moments, Natalie?
I have too many.
Too many. Try and pick best one. Can
I go for best two?
Go, best two then.
Yeah.
Right, for those who don't know, I started watching Formula E in season 5, and I was due to go to London in season 6 before it got cancelled due to COVID.
Yep.
So when fans were allowed back in the XL in season 8, Formula E gave me some free tickets, you know, because I was meant to be getting free tickets in season 6.
Yep.
But obviously with the E-Prix being cancelled, they pushed it forward to season 8 instead.
Not season 7.
And also, while I was on holiday in Wales, I got a message from someone who works at Formula E asking if I would like to hand out the winning champagne to the winner on the Saturday or the Sunday. So I said I'd love to do it on the Saturday. Jake Dennis won on Saturday. Brit on the podium. Bob's your uncle.
Nice. That is a good moment, to be fair.
How heavy? Because the thing is, the champagne bottle for the winner is about 3 times the size of everything else. How heavy was that?
Not that heavy, to be honest. But then again, I am a big person, so I've got the muscles.
You do. You got your muscles and everything like that. So
stronger than Pico.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I get knackered from running up the stairs.
Me too, believe it or not. I lift weights, I don't do running.
So what's your second favourite moment, or your favourite racing moment?
Just being at the London E-Prix every year since 2021. The atmosphere is always fantastic, you know.
The atmosphere is good.
London is a spectacle, and I really hope that the Silverstone rumours aren't true, but that is a conversation for another day.
That is a conversation for another day.
Because I just feel if they move out of London, they're going to lose a lot of fans. But I'll stop.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Like, for me, I think people will still go to Silverstone. I think people will still go. I really do.
I will.
Yeah, I think people.
You
will
work
still,
there.
Yeah.
I walk out the back door after work.
Yeah, I think people. I think people will still go right to Silverstone. You know, it's just those people who rely on public transport.
Like
struggle.
me, for example.
Oh yeah, no.
But those who will drive and
I
want
know
to go to
that it's awful to get to.
So I just think those people who rely on trains and buses and coaches will struggle.
I'd have to get a train to Milton Keynes from New Street, I think, and then go from there.
Yeah, which doesn't sound pretty, to be honest with you. It doesn't sound pretty. But
basically, the easiest way to get to Silverstone is if you're doing train to Milton Keynes, and then some buses. Train to Northampton, then some buses. Or get a cab. It's just easier.
I don't know how much a cab would be from Milton Keynes to Silverstone. But anyway, that's a different conversation, because I want
30-40 quid.
It's a bit pricey. But anyway, any racing moments? Because I just wanted to see if there's any, like, because you've put London and Lifton and Champagne, which are all very good. I just wanted to see if there was any, like, best on-track action moments.
Watching Envision get their first 1-2 in Marrakesh in first double podium in Marrakesh in 2019.
Lovely stuff.
And also their first 1-2 in New York in 21, I think it was.
21 was or 20. Cass won, but it was the one where it flash flooded.
Beat it down, yeah.
But he didn't. But I don't think so. Robin, it was either Robin would get the win or Cass would get the win.
They got the 1-2 on count that.
Well, no, I don't think they got second, did they?
Yeah.
Because Robin was like 7th or something.
He was 7th at that, but when they red flagged it, they put it back to the previous lap, which Robin was in 2nd place.
I'm not going to argue with Natalie on this one.
I'm gonna check because I'm pretty sure
Natalie,
one of them could win.
Just for time, do you have a quiz? Do you have a quiz question for us?
I have a couple.
Go on then.
According to Wikipedia, 7 drivers won in season 1. Who were they?
Nelson Piquet Jr.
Easy, right? So no. Let's just go from the start here. So
Lucas Di
Grassi, Sam Bird in Putrajaya.
Yep.
And then it was Seb in Punta del Este.
Yep.
And then it was Antonio in Buenos Aires.
Yep.
We got to Miami, Nico Prost.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then Long Beach, which was Nelson Piquet Jr.
Yep.
Then when we won again in Berlin.
Moscow was Piquet as well.
Moscow was Piquet.
London was Prost.
London, no, that was season 2.
No, did he? I thought he won in season 1.
No, he didn't. No, he did the double in season 2. Bird won the last race of.
How many have we
got? One more.
I'm trying because D'Ambrosio.
Yes.
I'm wearing the car.
Oh, Mexico.
No, Berlin.
Oh, was it Berlin? Berlin was the first one because Lucas Di Grassi won, and then he lost it because of the dodgy front wing. I remember that.
Yeah.
Wrong barcode or something like that.
Races because of disqualifications. Have fun.
If
Lucas
Di Grassi wins and get disqualified, the win automatically goes to Jerome D'Ambrosio.
Yeah, that's what we.
That's the rules.
Even if it happens and Jerome D'Ambrosio is no longer racing. Natalie, thank you so much for phoning in. We're gonna jump to who can we jump to next? We'll jump to Seb. We'll get Seb on. What is going on with your camera when I drop someone out today?
I don't know why. I can hear something in the background. Like, it's like it's dropping out. But yeah, I think it's all right. You're right, Seb.
Hello, Seb. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you guys?
Excellent stuff. What is your favourite Formula E moment for us? Seb? We got him.
I have 2.
Go on.
Can you hear me? I've got 2.
Yeah.
First one. Just the London E Prix this year. Great time. I went with some friends. amazing atmosphere. I got to do a Jaguar and Envision meet and greet, which is quite fun. I got a free hat as well. And it was overall just a really fun time, and also one of the most stressful experiences I've ever been in. As I've said before on the FE bar. Well, as a Nick Cassidy fan, to be specific. So,
I can imagine. What was your other moment?
The end of the Valencia E-Prix.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
What the
one where
everyone ran out of power? Yeah.
Yeah, the one where everyone died. Yeah, that was quite funny.
Yeah, the cock up. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so. It was hilarious, right? So
it was hilarious. At the same time, I was so embarrassed for Formula E.
I was convinced.
Oh, same, but it was hilarious.
So this was a little muck up on our side. So we read the rules that day, and I had 3 like mathematicians. Like I knew 3 like intelligent mathematicians. So I said, look, these people, right? These engineers are not that dumb, right?
Yeah.
That everyone would make this mistake. I said, I'm sure. I said, can you do the maths on? And they did the maths, and all 3 of them came back to me and said, yeah, it doesn't add up, right? They shouldn't have had that little amount of energy left, right? And I was like, well, then there has been a muck up. So then I emailed good old Luca from the FIA. I was like, Eric, sorry, it's Eric actually I emailed. It was Eric at the time. I emailed Eric. And I was like, okay, we think you've mucked up, right? We think there's been a mathematical error. And I was fairly confident.
They are not going to take accountability for that. They will never take accountability.
So I was preparing.
They were wrong. They were wrong. We all know they were wrong. But they will not take accountability for it.
Stop. That's not where the story ends. It's not where the story ends, unfortunately. So we sent the email to. I sent the email to Eric. I said, look, I've got some mathematicians and got some brain boxes, and they think that they should have had this percentage at the end. And then Eric emails back saying, no, they're wrong. Right?
Yeah, and
I was like,
that sounds like standard Eric conversation.
They said the FIA, the correct calculations have been made, and then, so I sent this back to my maths, and they're like, nah, it can't be. And then I said, fine, so I'm going to run the story. I've got the story ready. Should I run the story? And they're like, well, we can't see any reason why you wouldn't run the story. I run the story. 25 minutes after I ran the story, you know when someone's like, then all of a sudden, like, you run the story, and you know when your friend goes, I've seen the story, and then they question it. Like, I think we've made a mistake. Like, so he does the maths again, and reads the rules again, and then all of a sudden, he texts me and he goes, they're right. We've missed this tiny detail. All 3 people missed this tiny detail. There was like, I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but it was this tiny minute detail, right, about how it's calculated, right, which meant that the FIA were right. So we took the story down and apologized. Said sorry. And then they were like, and then they told, I had like a mini group chat going, and then he tried, and they went, and basically they all went, oh, expletive. So yeah, fun story, that one. But so sometimes you get, sometimes you don't. But like, if you don't question it sometimes, to double check to make sure that they were right. But yeah, in terms of a spectacle, it was an absolutely absolutely interesting moment. Do you have a fun quiz question for us?
I have 2.
Go on.
Right, first one. Takuma Sato, despite only competing in 1 round, has an almost impossible record to replicate. What is that record?
I know this!
He's had the fastest lap.
The fastest lap, first race, didn't finish.
Yeah, so he has a 100% fastest lap record.
Yeah, 100% fastest lap record, yeah.
Points despite retiring, so good job, Takuma.
What a legend, eh? Can't believe he did 1 race. I would love him to have done more. I was a big Takuma. I honestly think, that Oliver Rowland, on top of Oliver Rowland's helmet?
In my head, I thought he did more races, because I thought Da Costa had to miss a couple more. But no, he was replaced by Yamamoto at the end of the season. That's where I'm getting confused.
Correct. So you know the top of Oliver Rowland's helmet, right? I need people to Google this. I'm certain that the top of Oliver Rowland's helmet is the same as the top of Takuma Sato's helmet. The way that blue pattern with the lines.
It's similar, but it's not the same.
But it looks the same. It's got to be
the same. It's
I don't
not
know.
the same.
I don't know if he's just a big Takuma Sato fan. What's the second question?
Right, I've done some research. I might be wrong.
Okay.
But
that's always good. I've done some research. I might be wrong.
I've done some research.
Jack's
I might be wrong.
Jack's used to this. Once he published an article just after the Valencia E-Prix.
Yeah, I'm just...
no. Sorry, continue.
So far in the history of Formula E, only one driver has come from GP3 or Formula 3 to compete in the championship. Who is that driver?
Daniel Abt.
No.
Pierre Gasly?
Nope.
Pierre Gasly didn't do GP3?
No, Abt was in... No, Abt came third in... Oh, come straight from GP3.
Straight from GP3 or Formula 3 into Formula E.
Right from draw... Okay.
Kaya Colette.
No.
No, because he wasn't racing.
But he was in GP3 though.
Yeah, but he was last year. He was doing Indy Lights this year. So.
Okay. That's a good question. That's a great question.
Oh my god.
Matthew Brabham.
No.
No.
He didn't do F3 or GP3.
I'm just trying to think of someone who did one race or one or two races. It's a great question. Straight from
that
GP3.
Is a fantastic
That's a great question.
Oh,
I should have led with it actually.
Was it a full-time driver?
You're asking for hints now. Yeah, I
No.
didn't think it would be. I didn't think it would be. I thought it'd be just a one race. So someone who's Fabio Lima was F2.
Yeah, F2 champion.
He was F2 champion in
he
season
beat
1.
Sam Bird.
Trying to think now who did early races. I don't know.
This is a really.
I feel like I'm gonna kick myself when I hear the answer.
Can you say whether it's GP3 or
chat? Right, chat. This is where you need to come in. We're using our.
Everyone's rushing onto Wikipedia now.
We're asking the audience. Ask the audience if it was phone. You know, what friend could we phone? We'll turn this into Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I can get a set. No, it's not set a camera. No. I was like,
if anyone,
I can phone set a camera. No,
I don't know. I don't know. It's an interesting one. Go on, tell us the answer.
Alex Fontana.
Oh
wow, that is a brilliant one.
So that was season 2 in Vision, right? Season 2 in Vision.
No, season 1 Trulli.
Season 1 Trulli.
In London. Yeah.
And then he went back. According to Wikipedia, he then went back to GP3 afterwards.
And then
that sounds about right.
Then what disappeared off the face?
Yeah.
I knew it was
he does GT stuff.
Does GT stuff. Disappeared off the face of the earth. Never heard from him again.
That
is a great question.
That is a top 2 question. You smashed that.
I mean, I never even knew he did Formula E until I was like looking for a good question. So
yeah, no, I forgot.
That was a great question. Forgot he was even a Formula E driver.
Yeah.
Forgot. I went right with like idea with like Fabio Lima back then, season 1. I was in the right area. It's just
no, you were absolutely bang on because Fabio Lima only did those 2 races as well.
Yeah.
Season 1 because I was very annoyed.
What was the clash then? It must have been something.
No. Jaime Alguersuari fainted after Moscow, so
and then never raced again.
Became
a DJ.
He was replacing Liuzzi at Trulli. I don't know what Liuzzi was doing that weekend. But then Turvey came in. That was his first race for Team
Next
China.
TV, yeah. Well, Team China
Racing.
I remember that.
There were lots of changes that weekend.
There was a lot of changes that weekend.
Was it the first weekend?
What a weird time! What a weird time to be alive! Weird time to be alive.
The first weekend of Simona Di Silvestro in the Andretti as well. I'm not sure.
It was the orange car back then.
Yeah. No. Orange car was season 2, when Simona did the full season.
Okay. Yeah.
But
can't argue.
I think Simona did those 2 races in London as well.
Can't argue.
But yeah, no, that top tier question, Seb.
Top tier question, Seb. Thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate that. I suppose we are going to take a break now because in 5 minutes' time, it is Nick at 9, so we'll be discussing the latest news around Sasha Fenestras and what is going on there.
Oh, I feel so bad for Sasha.
Yeah.
Like, he got screwed over.
Yeah, he did. We're going to find out what Nick Golding has found out after this break.
What's happening, Fez? Nick Golding here from Racing News 365, but of course you knew that already. I've been asked by Jack and Pico to give my favourite moment in Formula E history, and I'll be honest, I've lost many nights of sleep thinking about this, and that's for two reasons. The first reason being there have been so many unbelievable moments from the last 10 years of Formula E, and also because I'm very indecisive and can never pick one thing. It's also like asking me to go into the world's greatest candy store and being told, Nick, you can only buy one sweet. It's not going to happen. Because of that, I've picked three. But there's a good reason behind that. And I'll kick things off with what I think was the best moment from Season 10. And of course, you can't look no further than Sam Bird winning the Sao Paulo E-Prix with that unbelievable last lap overtake on Mitch Evans. I think that's one of the best overtakes in Formula E history, one of the greatest races in FE history, and actually one of the best overtakes and races of this year across, well, any championship. In terms of Formula E of all time, looking back over the last 10 years, I'm going to say the 2019 Paris E-Prix, a race that I think doesn't get the credit that it deserves. And of course, it was spectacularly wet and just a race that, yeah, I don't think gets enough love. So there you go. But in terms of one particular moment, you can't look any further than the Season 7 Monaco E-Prix and Antonio Felix da Costa's last lap overtake down the outside of Mitch Evans into the Nouvelle chicane. What a move, what a drive. And of course, he did then jump in the swimming pool afterwards. At least on that occasion, he wasn't disqualified afterwards. That's my top 3 moments. Couldn't pick just one, but what can I say? It's not my fault. There's been so many good moments. There's Nick Golding here from Racing News.
Go. Hello, Nick. Welcome back. We've just heard your little top 3 moments.
No, top 3 eggs. I'm too indecisive to name one.
Yep. My one, by the way, because you haven't heard my one. I don't know.
Do not worry, Nick. I came up with the idea for
He
the
hasn't
show,
even,
and
he hasn't even said what it was. I went with Thingamabob. What was it? The season 2 crash. Lucas Di Grassi, Sebastian Buemi.
Crash and season 1.
Yeah,
And
that was on my
obviously,
list.
season 1, obviously, Heitfeld. I feel like that made Formula E.
Made it and nearly killed it. I mean.
Made it and nearly killed it at the same time. But
Nearly killed Heidfeld.
no one won't. It's all right. That's all right.
No, that's taking a sour turn, Pico.
Come on. It's a happy time.
10-year
Happy time.
anniversary.
Happy 10-year anniversary. Nick Heidfeld could have died. Anyway, right. Well, let's
10-year anniversary tonight.
We have to go to a somber note, though, because yes, it is a celebration. But okay, we were and ahhing, right? And
yeah.
I don't get this, right? With Sasha Fenestraz. Okay, they've decided to take on Norman Nato, and I'm cool with that. I have tons of respect for Norman Nato. I'm very happy he's still in the series. However, I said when we spoke, and we were on the fence whether or not they were going to keep the same lineup. I put my arm around Sasha and say, I think you're going to be okay, mate. Right? I'll give you go and perform this season. If you don't perform this season, then your contract's up and you know the score. So, but they've signed Norman. No disrespect to Norman. I don't see him as a massive step up from Sasha. I feel like whatever Norman could do, Sasha could probably have done if he was given the opportunity. And that's no disrespect on Norman Nato. It's not like I feel like Nissan have gone, you know what, we're dropping you, Sasha, because we've got Mitch Evans, or we've got, we've got this person, he's coming into your space and he's just much better.
Yeah. So that's interesting, because the race have already said.
Yeah, which is, we'll get onto that a little bit later, but that's what I think, and that's what I don't get about the whole situation. What have you learned? What have you grasped?
I mean, firstly, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, start with that. Hi guys. Hi everyone. It's been a weird one because it's all changed very, very quickly. Because I came on here, you did an episode. It was around the start of August, wasn't it?
Yeah, mid-August. Yeah.
Yeah, because at that point I'd been told that by Nissan that we're going to probably carry on with Sasha. So basically what Sasha had a multi-year deal which had an option for a third season. So I don't know what's happened. I was biting my tongue. Which had the option, had the option for a third season, which would have been season 11. And of course, it was based on performance steers. And yeah, if he did well, he would have been kept. If he didn't, which unfortunately is what happened, he's been given the boot and now looks set to go back to Japan to do Super Formula and Super GT, which is pretty much his only option, bless him. Because I don't quite know how he's going to recover a single-seater career. Because as we've seen, once you're out of Formula E, it's very, very hard to get back in.
Yeah.
Arguably harder than F1. So,
unless you're nominated.
And it's a weird one. Yeah. But yeah, Nato is kind of the driver who just doesn't disappear, returns from the ashes every year, it seems to be. And good on him, because he's a good character, he's a good driver.
100% agreed.
But yeah, the Sasha, it's weird because after London, yes, obviously there was a lot of rumbling going on in the background that he could be dropped. Sasha, from the get-go, was adamant he would be staying. He obviously did a lot of stuff on Argentine radio. Yeah. And again, he was saying, over there, he was saying, I'm not concerned, I'm going to be staying, all good, happy days, we're already preparing for next season. And that's how it was looking. It was very much a case of Sasha, he's going to be staying, they're going to take the third option. And then something, I'd love to know what, again, this is pure speculation, but something's clearly happened because it's been from the start of August with myself being told by very, very good people that he's been stayed. He's been stayed. I can't speak English, and I'm a journalist and a presenter. What's going on? But basically, start of August, it was very much 95%. He's staying. We're going to go again with Ollie and Sasha. Happy days, all done. No drama here. So all of a sudden, okay, Sasha's gone. And the thing is, that it was very last minute. The fact that Sasha himself found out very last minute. This hasn't been, which is why it's quite interesting, because actually Nissan's pre-season on track is going very, very well. From what I've been told, really well, in fact, to the point that they're going to be genuine outsiders next season, the way it's looking.
Well,
but then behind the scenes, it's just been kind of chaos. And the whole thing's weird that for a driver you've basically terminated their contract to then go on social media to do a kind of farewell video and thanks for the memories, it's all just a bit weird. And then the thing with Norman is Norman brings the experience, which is the kind of area Sasha does lack. Sasha has incredible speed. I will never forget his pole lap in Cape Town. That was, and even in Monaco, and obviously,
Monaco was close.
But Sasha is, until his final lap was the leader, but anyways. But Sasha is a really, really fast driver, and it's easy to forget that he has had so much bad luck in season 10. I'm gutted for him personally, because actually, most importantly, I put a tweet out about this, is that, he might be a really fast racing driver, but ultimately, he's a really good guy. He's a really, really nice guy. He's one of the funniest people in the paddock. And actually, I think it's a massive loss of both a person and talent. He's not going to be there.
Yeah.
I really hope he can come back. Obviously, there has been talks elsewhere. But from what I've gathered, it's not looking like it's going to be possible, because it is just simply too late in the day.
Yeah.
Pre-season, pretty much all the teams are doing their private Gen 3 Evo testing. It's too late, basically. So his best hope is going to be an incredible season in Japan, and then maybe come back in the future. But that's.
Do you think a reserve driver role could he?
I don't think it benefits him. I don't see when he's got the talent to be on the grid. I don't see why he would want to even take that. To be honest, it might keep him in the paddock, but actually, I think for him that would do more bad than good. Just taking a back seat and watching the championship, you should be in, and you're not there. And then obviously with Norman, again, he's the driver who just kind of doesn't disappear, which is hilarious. And he's another great guy. He's a good racing driver. I personally wouldn't rate him as one of the best in Formula E. I think he's a very consistent driver. He's got a lot of experience, which is kind of what lost Nissan third in the standings last year, is that Ollie was doing all the work, unfortunately. That was...
Which was the problem with, like, Lotterer, for example, at Andretti.
Yeah, exactly. And, Andretti, if they had a driver who not necessarily was as good as Jake in season 9, but was able to be consistently top 5, top 6, well, just consistently in the points to be a start, because even Andre didn't do that. But Andretti would have probably then won the team's championship in season 9. So it's a hard one, because in Formula E, if you're having a bad season, but your teammate is also not doing anything special, you kind of get away with it. Unfortunately for Sasha, Ollie had the best season probably of his motorsport career. And it's, the stats don't lie. Sasha was nowhere near Ollie. So I hope he comes back, but it's a sad.
It is very sad. And then obviously, two things. We'll go quickly then. Any update, just a very quick yes or no, anything on App Lola or ERT? Are we expecting Dan and Sergio to stay on? Any further updates there? Anything that you know?
It's a weird one. Both teams have been really, really quiet. I say that App Lola have been doing a lot of private testing, and actually, again, doing really, really well for them. From the whispers so far, and again, that they're kind of, I'm expecting them to be the last team to announce what they're doing. All fingers are pointing towards a rookie. And not Tim Tramnitz, who obviously they have done things in the rookie tests. But again, this is very much rumours so far. It's kind of the one team that very few people seem to... They're keeping their cards close to their chest, which is fair play to them, to be honest, because it's going to be a tough season for them. ERT, it's looking like, despite the fact Dan and Sergio seemingly both wanted to get away from ERT, it looks like they're both going to be staying with ERT. Who, to be honest, have been the quietest team.
Put your Nashers in, Nick.
Honestly, I don't know what's going on. It's been a long old day with F1. 3 red flags in FP1 in Baku. I mean, when's FE going to Azerbaijan? It can't be that far away.
I'll be honest. Based on what Formula E calendar's doing right now, it can't be too far away. Considering they've changed the Diriyah track to Jeddah. Whoa!
Yeah,
What a
I'm for
segue! Wow!
I'm
Speak
for
about
it.
that, Nick.
To be honest, I'm for it because obviously it was already known that if we were staying in Diriyah, it wasn't going to be at the World Heritage Site. It was going to be moved regardless for a number of factors. Obviously, there's a lot of construction going on. There's a massive project in Riyadh and Diriyah, so it had to be moved regardless. Obviously, they've now decided to, you know what, let's just take it over to Jeddah, which from an infrastructure point of view and an organisational point of view, both for Formula E and Saudi Arabia, it does make sense because at the Jeddah Corniche circuit, it is all there. And it is a pretty, regardless of the politics and stuff, I'm obviously not going to get involved, but speaking purely about the circuit and the facilities they have there are incredible.
Yeah.
You know, you can see that despite obviously the missile incidents also with F1, but Formula E, the less said about that, the better. But in terms of facilities for FE, it'll be easier, most likely. It'll probably be cheaper, but again, with PIF, it's probably not really a problem.
Yep.
I'm for it. Obviously, we won't use the full layout. I imagine it'll be the shortened circuit, which is used by younger Formulas and touring cars.
They effectively have to turn 5, so we've only got about 17 corners instead of 20,038.
Basically, we'll end up using Sector 1 and Sector 3 and then cutting out Sector 2. And actually, the thing is, though, it's a circuit which will suit the peloton racing. If the peloton racing is even around next season, because obviously the style of racing will tweak a little bit. But actually, it's a circuit which provides pretty good F1 races. It's going to be a slipstream fest. And actually, I think it probably will do quite well, because whilst Diriyah was a driver favourite, since Gen 3, it's not been a fan favourite.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I like Diriyah. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Diriyah.
Have you heard anything else
about the TBC?
Yeah.
So, yes, there has been a bit of a development, which unfortunately for the moment is not for public knowledge. However, what is happening will be announced in the coming weeks. It's not far away.
But you can text us later, yeah?
I can text you later.
Well, yeah.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Okay,
let's talk. Come on, let's talk 10 years. Come on.
10 years. Oh well.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. What were you doing 10 years ago?
So I would have been what? I would have been 14.
You would have been doing your GCSEs.
I was 14. I was in year 9.
Wow.
Oh God. You're that young.
That makes me old.
I'm 24. Oh yeah.
That's another thing. So, it says it makes me feel old, but I'm not that much older than you. So that's what school does. School does that, right? And you're like, oh my God, you're that young, but really and truly, you're only like 4 years older than me. So it's like,
it's quite scary. It's quite scary. Because I still remember sitting down to watch, obviously Beijing, and my parents thinking, what on earth is this? I was like, it's Formula E. It's basically back then it's the electric F1. Which is kind of like everyone kind of referred it to back then.
I still refer to that as a thing that you do not know.
I remember watching Formula E being born, almost dying on the same day, because obviously the Nick Heidfeld, Nico Prost crash. So I think I was Alberto Longo, as he said, how he thought in that moment if he was dead.
I've already made a poor taste moment about this, so.
The thing is, though, that's probably still one of the most viewed clips of FE is that crash. And the thing is,
we were saying about it earlier. Lewis Hamilton even commented on it, saying,
"Yeah." And the thing is, I think it's incredible with FE. Is you look over the years, and Bernie Ecclestone was a big critic. It's fair to say on day one, but actually,
he's turned. He's
turned. Jeremy Clarkson, I remember, was a fan. But the thing I love about Formula E is that it's the plucky series. It keeps on. There will always be critics. There will always be people who say it's, hair dryers on wheels or something. But the thing is, though, and this is the reason I love it, it continues to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
And it also highlights that being different is okay.
Yeah.
Formula E is so different, from the racing to the cars to the technology to the circuits, but it shows that not everyone has to be normal. Not everyone has to be F1. You can be different. And the thing that's even more incredible is how many times over the years, I can think of 4 or 5 times when FE has come so close to being no more. I mentioned there, obviously the crash in Beijing. You obviously got Miami, you got Valencia. Valencia, as obviously you spoke about, was a dark day.
Yeah.
But the media after that day was not fun. You've
Yeah.
also got to remember, obviously, COVID in itself nearly killed FE. You know, we ended up
Yeah.
obviously.
I killed
was it
Jaguar I-Pace, but no one
Yeah.
cared
Well, yeah,
about that. So,
it was the
yeah.
thing that people also I think forget is COVID killed the Gen 2 Evo, which
Yeah.
had been unveiled and obviously introduced.
Yeah.
And
Don't bring it up. Don't bring it too
But the thing is,
emotional.
but it's the crazy thing is that the Gen 2 Evo looks so cool,
Yeah.
and that was going to be such a big boost for Gen 2.
It's the best looking Formula E car
It's
ever.
brilliant, and
it
it was
never got to run.
I still like
and that
this
and
I'm still fuming.
Go on,
all
Nick.
the all the money that was put into it, and
Yeah.
for then that not to get over the line. You look more recently, and obviously Rome last year was a really dark moment. You know,
Yeah,
the Sandberg crash was, because that kind of threw a big question mark over where does Formula E go? You know, the technology is getting better. It's been born on the streets is its DNA, but can Formula E still work?
Yeah, I would have
with
said.
faster cars
I
on
would have
normal
said.
circuits?
I would have said yes, because obviously we see it with IndyCar.
I would say yes.
As we see it with IndyCar, we see it with Formula One, and
Well,
and on the back of the ticket, on every motorsport ticket, is motorsport is dangerous. And
Exactly, and the thing I love though now is that you're seeing so much Formula E technology being used in road cars that are used every single day. In EV, just general EV technology, you're seeing, for example, a big thing now is more and more FE technology appearing in Formula One.
Yeah.
Because obviously F1 in 26 is going to 50-50, 50% internal combustion, 50% electrical energy, which is going to see a lot of Formula E technology in F1, which when you think about it is mental. And the thing I love more than anything else is how quickly the sport and the technology has grown. To say that next year, the cars are going to be, next season, are going to be 30% faster from 0 to 60 than F1. It's going to be the fastest single. I can't wait to see it in Valencia. It's going to be one of those things where you're kind of just in awe. But the thing that's more impressive is the efficiency of the Gen 3 EVO powertrain. The efficiency is over 95%. An F1 engine struggles to reach 55%. And it's different, it's quirky, but I love it. And I think I've said this on here before. I might be actually on a podcast. For me personally, and the thing that's been amazing listening to the guests you've had on.
It's kind of a neurodivergent series. Thinking about it.
But the thing, it's been amazing listening, obviously, when you've asked the people who have come on so far their favourite moment, and all the favourite moments aren't necessarily to do with the racing. It's to do with being there with friends. Or I've seen Natalie in the Champagne, but it's true though, and it's a lot. And London, you see that. For me, I feel like because FE started when I was 14 years old. I feel like both, as a person, and also my work life, I've grown up with Formula E.
Yeah.
Weirdly, kind of.
We've all matured together.
Yeah, we have.
We joke about it, but we kind of have, which is the crazy thing.
I wanted to add there, like one of my favourite moments, just personally, happened in London. And Johnny was in the chat earlier at the start of the show. Came on the Jeff Dodds show, and spoke to. And Jeff Dodds kept to his word and got him an emotion ticket for the Sunday racing in London. And it was like that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the FE bar. Like, to me that was incredible. Like that's. I'm not gonna say, but like that's as important to me as Natalie's champagne moment. That's, to me, that was one of my best moments in Formula E. Forget the exclusive stories, forget breaking fan booths, forget all them. Right? In terms of, we've done this. Like we've been actually help someone achieve something. Like there's no better feeling. I think that's why I'm also a teacher, so I think that's probably why that
But it's true though, because you look at what you guys have done with Fez, with your company, your baby almost, and the way you've grown it, and it's brought all these people together. And it's still with me, personally, I also think of, for example, some of the countries I've been Toby was saying about obviously going to Africa, and the fact I've been to Brazil, I've been to Saudi Arabia, places I never thought I'd go to, and hopefully there's a few more to come. But it's like
I never thought
Japan, right?
I never thought I'd go to Mexico City. I never thought I'd go to South Korea. I never thought I'd go to Indonesia, and they're just so. It's just.
But what's so incredible, and it's we've all been in such fortunate positions to be able to attend these things in other countries. It's I feel so blessed every day I get to do what I do, but it's special, and I always get kind of a pinch me moment when you're standing on a grid or something, like, this is my life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for this championship.
And
it's as simple as that.
I just want to add very quickly, because Ben in chat has just come in. He's just said, his favourite moment was celebrating the Jake Dennis championship with his brother and his dad, and it was his brother's birthday.
There you go.
There you go. It's sometimes it's just who you're with, and that moment for you is special, and that's the brilliant thing. Nick, I want to say massive thank you, because obviously we're running out of time, and I've got to get through some callers, my friend.
Question, quiz.
Quiz question. You've got a quiz. All right,
quiz question. I've got a good one. That last one was incredible, by the way. That was insane. So there has been obviously quite a few teams and quite a few drivers in Formula E over the years. Can you name?
Love the presenting voice, by the way.
Thank you. It's part of my job, mate. Presenting. So this question has a few parts, depending on if you get the first part.
It's like a
correct.
6-mark essay question.
It's technically a 2-part question, but can you name the team and the season which fielded the most drivers?
Andretti.
Andretti season 1.
Okay, how many drivers? You're
12.
correct. It was Andretti season 1. The second part
12.
is how many drivers?
There was 2 in the first.
Well, I think it's double digits.
I think it was only 6, and I think it was 8.
Hold on, Andretti.
I think it was 8, because I think there were 6 in the second. 2 in the first seat, which is Frank Montani and John Eric Verton. And
then you got Scott Speed. Wait, hold
on. No. Scott Speed was in the second seat. You had Pick, Speed, Matty Brabham.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then go London. Simona Di Silvestro.
Justin Wilson.
Yep.
Ed would not be happy if we forgot Justin Wilson.
Yep. I've lost count how many we've got.
You're missing 2.
And Marco Andretti.
Yep.
And
one more.
So Pico, you're right. So it was 8 drivers.
8 drivers. No. So
I knew it was a lot.
So that's 8. It was 2 in the first seat, 6 in the other seat.
Correct. So who was the 2 you said for the first seat?
Frank Montani, Jean-Eric Vergne.
Yeah, that was the first seat. Second seat, just go through again.
Charles
Pick. Matty Brabham.
Marco Andretti. Scott Speed.
Scott Speed. Justin Wilson. Simona Di Silvestro.
And that's why I love you too.
I would have forgotten.
That's incredible.
I would have forgotten Justin Wilson. I think I would have got the rest.
I love you too. That's insane. Well, guys, I'll let you crack on because you've got so many guests. But thank you too as well for everything you've done on Fez, for me, giving me this platform to speak to you guys, speak to all the fans, make new friends, make new interactions. So come on, Formula E, to many more years.
Many more years. We need I got a tea glass. I feel like I should have a glass of Prosecco, but never mind. And I've just spilled it. I've just so excited.
Come on, Formula E.
This is why I drink. This is why I drink on this show, so I can cheers Formula E. 10 years.
Go on, guys. Catch you later, all.
Right. Cheers, Nick. Love you, mate.
We'll drink tea to that. Right. We've got absolute ton of people to get through, so we're going to take some.
Shall we get Nikki on if she's sorted out?
We're going to hold on. What we're going to do is we're going to hear from Sylvain Filippi on his best moment.
We're doing that now.
We're going to do that now. This is a mini break.
Later.
It's 9:24.
Okay.
Right, it's 9:24, so we're going to treat this as a mini break. We're going to hear from Sylvain Filippi, and then we're going to get straight into your calls.
Sylvain Filippi here, team principal at Envision Racing. So, 10 years of Formula E. So, as you know, I've been lucky to be involved in the sport from the beginning, and my team has been part of the sport also from the beginning, competing in every race. So yeah, a huge milestone, 10 years of Formula E, and of course my favorite moment has to be winning the championship. After many years of competing near the front, narrowly missing on the championship sometimes, but always very competitive. Winning the championship last year was a really great, achievement that felt really great for me and for the team as well. So, but there are also many other highlights. Winning in Monaco feels always very special. And winning in all these other, amazing cities around the world that we've been to. So, yeah, 10 years of amazing memories. and then we've been really lucky to be part of this sport. So I hope you enjoy it, and too many more years ahead. Hey guys.
That was the bit that we missed. There we go. That was the bit that we missed. Brilliant from Sylvain, responding to our call there to and you've now timely got the I've not even noticed the hat change. I've not even noticed. But what we're going to do is we're going to run through your calls.
You do them each night.
I've seen them, but I didn't spot that one.
I thought it'd be appropriate to put this one on after Sylvain.
But awesome from Sylvain. Right, so we're going to get to your calls. So Nikki, hello, welcome to the FE Bar. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, fellas. Are you?
Perfect. Yes, very well. What is your favourite FE moment?
Well, I've got more than one.
Quick, go
for it. Rattle them off.
And they're all Sam Bird, by the way.
Okay.
That's absolutely fine.
Our first one would be when he was, I think it was season 3 or 4, when he was in Hong Kong.
Yep.
When it was Gen 1. And he had the drive-through penalty and still won the race by 12 seconds. That's my first one. And the second one is when he won the double in New York in 2017. Then obviously my third one is this year's win in Sao Paulo when his comeback race.
Yeah.
And also I've got a couple of other memories, like personal memories of Formula E myself.
Yeah, go for it. Going
to the Jaguar launch in 2001 with Natalie and one of her friends.
Yep.
Which got me into Formula E. And then, obviously, as you know, my daughter was on the podium in 2022, and just a mother's pride, basically.
Yeah, I can imagine that. That is an amazing moment to watch that.
Because I got to go and stand with the Andretti team.
What was that day like?
It was my first race. Like I'd never seen a Formula E race, so it was like my first race. And we went to see the person that I think it was Jess that used to do the podiums. I think her name is.
Yep.
And she said, "Would I like to like to go and stand near the podium and watch Natalie?" And I said yes. And it's something that I'll just never forget. Was super proud of Natalie because I know how much of a super fan she was.
Yeah. And
how much it meant to her, and I get emotional, and that's probably something that I'll never forget.
No. That is amazing. Like as I said, as we were saying with Nick, like those are the moments that you remember. Those are those family moments. Those specific moments for you, like they are. And as I said, like what a moment. Do you have any quiz questions for us?
Yes. How many championship points has Lucas Di Grassi got in the 10 years he's been racing in Formula E?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Should we go closest wins, Jack?
Yeah.
Well, closest wins, closest amount of points. I reckon we could do points.
I think. Now the thing is, I think that there was a big thing.
We did. I swear, it was a stat we did on in the magazine.
The thing is, I think Jev was the first to surpass 1,000 points, and I think that's because Lucas has been in the
rubbish cars. Is that what you're trying to say?
The last couple, the last couple years, not been great for Lucas, if I'm brutally honest. So I'm thinking something like 987 or something like that. That's
987.
That's the sort of ballpark. I'm not sure if he has gone over 1,000. He might have done, and I've just forgotten it. But in my head, there's something. But yeah.
I think there would have been a big deal if he went over 1,000, and I don't think there has been a big deal if he's gone over 1,000 points. I'm going to say 974.
Oh, that's close.
1,045 points.
He has gone over 1,000.
I can't remember there being a big deal of it, because normally there's a big deal.
Well, I thought Jeff
my first answer would have been 1,012, but then I kind of agreed with you that I thought, I can't remember there being a big deal of him.
I actually got this question. I actually got the stat from the Formula E app, and according to the Formula E app, it's 1,045.
I am willing to trust the Formula
We'll trust the Formula E app. We'll trust that.
Yeah.
Great question, though. Great question.
Thank you, boys. And how are you anyway? Before we go,
we're very well, very well.
Yeah,
we're surviving. We're trying to keep. There's a lot of work going on in the background, Nikki. Trying to magazine.
Get ready for the new season. Yeah.
Get ready for the new season. Rest as well, but like in terms of, but
obviously rest. Yeah.
We're moving towards now trying to get more FE bar shows. We're trying, but getting some guests on, and there's work coming, Nikki. And I know you're an avid caller, and we love
when
you
there's
for
a
that.
Formula E bar, I will always be there, lads. Whether it's to run to about a race or to praise some bird, you know that I will always be there.
Yeah,
behind you 100%.
We love you for it.
Fantastic.
We absolutely
no
love
problem.
You for it. And stick around. Obviously, I know you will, because obviously we got a big announcement coming up at the end of the show, which we haven't really plugged too much, but so we're going to plug that now.
You plugged it. Well done.
Yeah, we haven't plugged it. We did at the beginning of the show, and we haven't done it. Well, to be fair, it did come up in the ad breaks. Nikki, thank you so much. We're going to drop Nikki down before
Thank you very much.
see you soon. So what was I going to say? Actually, before we do some things. So !Discord. Trent Depresso has done that for us. Thank you so much. So if you click that link, I don't know if that will actually take you to Discord, actually, because I didn't update Nightbot. So that's on me. Very busy since coming home, sorting the show out. So we will get a Discord link. I will do that at some point, and we're going to do some more !Discords to get into the show. But also make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on this as well, because it helps out massively if you hit that like and subscribe button. We've hit a small milestone. We've got 2,000 watched public hours, so that's good. We've got 1,000 that we need to get to, so every help that you guys can help with that is amazing. And also we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers.
We need to do more of these then.
Yeah, we need to do more of these. These help massively. But good news is there should be some more coming. Anyway, so let's get to
nudge, stick around for another 20 minutes or so.
Nudge. Let's get Chris in. Chris,
how you doing?
Yeah, we're very well, my friend. We're very well, my friend. How are you? And what's your favourite FE moment?
Oh, yeah, I'm very good. Favourite FE. So I started watching season 8, so it's slightly more recent than your lot when you go back to season 1, season 2.
Yep.
Before my time. Well, I say it's favourite moment being there is, I don't know, probably Berlin this year when the Andretti lot nicked off flags for about 10 minutes when we were bringing it round.
That was pretty cool for you, I must admit.
That was pretty entertaining. All London when we bummed Tom Brooks with a massive double tire.
Yes, that was brilliant.
That was,
and it was all signed. Who signed it? Like everybody. Like, did drivers sign it and stuff?
Yeah, we did the driver signing thing. And
from the autograph session. Oh, excellent.
Yeah, from the autograph session. Yeah, so give them all a pen. It was Saunders that was funny. I saw it and basically offered him a pen, and he nicked it straight out of my hand.
Yeah, I bet you couldn't wait, Saunders. I bet you couldn't wait. Couldn't wait to deface that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to remember who did the. I know someone blacked out a tooth. Someone did the eye patch. Someone. So
yeah, there was loads of stuff on it.
Yeah.
That was the entertaining thing of it. The more people you got, the more drawing got on it.
Yeah, of course. But that was the whole point.
There was a moustache as well. Yeah.
That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Any other favourite moments?
Well, watching it from home. It's a toss up between the Da Costa overtake in Cape Town.
Yeah, that was good.
Or, because I like destruction, the second to last Rome round.
The crash.
The crash.
That's your favourite moment. And then we were worrying if that was like the end of Formula E. I don't think it would have been the end of Formula E, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was a big crash, I must admit. And I liked it's weird motorsport crashes, because once everyone's okay, there's that weird coolness to it. And you remember, like, I don't know, I'm quite a Simpsons episode here, but you know, like, the Simpsons, they go watch the NASCAR, and everyone's just going around, and they don't really care that everyone's going round and round, they're just hoping for a crash.
Exactly.
It's kind of like that sometimes. You're like, there's that weird thrill, oh my god, that excitement, I can't believe this has happened. And then I hope everybody's okay at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's obviously the first thought when you watch it live. I hope everybody's okay, and then whenever obviously you knew everybody got out safe,
but like we can't complain on like Formula E today or re-released because they've done it before. Like Formula E's biggest crashes, like they posted that on Twitter today. So it's like
they definitely posted that on.
So it's not like because they know people like crashes. It's really weird, isn't it? Like people are like, oh, everyone's okay, but people just like crashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a crash.
Everyone likes a good crash.
Right.
Although Grosjean's one still scares me to this day.
Yeah, no, honestly, that Grosjean, I know it's not related whatsoever. But yeah,
in terms of
even when they went back racing 90 minutes later, I still felt shook.
Yeah.
Like it was that was proper terrifying.
Anyway, Chris.
No.
Chris, question.
I don't know why the one crash I was thinking of. I have no idea why. When Nelson Piquet Jr. crashed in qualifying in Mexico City in season 2 and went straight through the
oh yeah, I remember
the
chicane
tire barrier things. Yeah. Anyways, sorry.
Quiz question, Chris. Have you got one?
All right, yeah, go on then. Right. So last season, Jake Dennis was known for being Mr. Second Place.
Mm-hmm.
How many and where?
Last season he got men's second place.
Is this season 9? Yeah, season 9. So it's championship.
Oh, in his championship winning season, how many second places? Where did he finish second?
He finished second in the last. No, he finished second in his championship winning race in London. I know that. Where else did he finish? Trying to remember what the races were last year. He finished second in Rome. Finished second on Sunday in Rome.
I feel like my brain is rubbish at the moment with these quiz questions.
Because I think that's what sealed his championship. Was he 4th?
He was 4th on the Saturday, 1st on the Sunday.
That's what it was.
Right, so where he finished second? Oh my god.
Well, how many even?
Do we get told?
There's quite a lot because the second half of the season he finished in the podium like a lot. So I'm gonna say he had.
I don't think he was
3 second places.
I was in Monaco and I can't remember whether he was on the podium or not.
3 seconds. Is it 3 or is it 4? It's 3 or 4.
Jack, we were there in Monaco. Was he on the podium there or not?
I can't remember, to be honest with you.
I remember Cass won, and that
Who
was
won?
that.
It was Cassidy, Mitch Evans, and Stoffel Van Dorn.
Thank you.
Or was that this season? That was this season.
He did finish on the podium last season, but 3rd.
So he was 3rd. Yeah, I thought he was 3rd.
Did he?
Well, hold on. Was it 3? Is it 3 second places to answer that question?
No.
So it's
nowhere
4.
near.
5.
Nowhere near.
6.
7.
7.
Yeah.
7 second places.
7 second places.
He finished second in Mexico City at the start of the season. I remember that.
Yep.
No, he won Mexico City.
Did he
I
win?
thought it was Pascal Wehrlein.
Phil won Mexico City.
No, it must have been Jake Dennis. Jake Dennis won Pascal. So then, obviously, Double Diriyah races. Double Diriyah was for Wehrlein.
Was it? Double Diriyah?
Double Diriyah was Wehrlein. So
Double Diriyah?
Double Diriyah.
Yeah. And second was Jake Dennis. That was it. I'm getting lots of. I'm not sure whether it's. Yeah. Right. I'm trying to think of the race last year. He didn't do well in Cape Town. I remember that. He wasn't on the podium in Hyderabad because it was the same 3 from Hyderabad to Cape Town. They were on the podium. What other races were there last year?
To be fair, it's literally all the races you haven't said.
Yeah,
it's all the races we haven't
said.
Berlin.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Only one.
Only one of them.
Yeah.
What races are we? Portland. Was he second in Portland?
Yeah, second in Portland.
I'll be honest. I think I dozed off by the end of that one, so
I can't remember Peloton style races.
I don't remember Portland.
So that's when he went on a run of 5 podiums.
Yeah, I knew that because I said the second half of the season he went on a run, but I couldn't. I thought there was a couple of 3rd places and then not seconds. I didn't think he finished second as well. I knew there was a load of podium positions.
So
that's
one
crazy.
more double header.
Can't believe he finished 7.
We've said So
one more double header.
Yeah. So you got
London.
We said Jakarta.
Jakarta was, but Jakarta was a double. Was a double. It was double. It was double. It was double. It was double that season.
It was double, but I don't think. I don't think
he finished second. That's what he said. Great question. It's amazing. The recent ones also trip you up.
Have we got them all?
No, I don't
know.
No,
that's it. That's it. You've said it all around.
Okay, good.
We got there eventually.
All around. We got there.
We got there.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't realise he finished second that many times, Jake. I've got to be honest. I didn't realise he finished second that many times.
Impressive. I mean, that's what won in the season.
Yeah. I knew he was super consistent, and that's what you need to be in Formula E sometimes, just super consistent.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, Chris, thank you so much for coming on. Sorry, I don't know. I got a production text caught me out. So thanks so much for coming on, and I will catch you in a bit.
No worries. Speak to you later.
Right, let's get a first-time caller on. This is Will. Will is currently deafened, but he's in chat. And now he's just unmuting his way. He can hear us now. Hi, Will. You're on the FE bar. You're live. You're muted currently. If you can unmute yourself, then we can hear you. Welcome to the FE bar. First-time caller. What's taking you so long?
What's taking me so long? I don't know. I just, let me know, by the way, if my internet is a bit dodgy.
Absolutely brilliant. Your line's perfect.
Okay, excellent. Long time lurker, you could say.
Long time listener.
Seen many streams, many Discord chats, all of it. Thank you guys so much for putting this together. And
no, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. What's your favourite FE moment?
Favorite FE moment? Well, I have quite a few. I'll name one that other people haven't so far.
Go on.
The 2022 Rome doubleheaders after Mitch Evans had such.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Sorry, go through
Mitch Evans had. At the end of the previous season, Evans had such a run up in the points. He had double podiums. He was going into the last Berlin race, and I can't remember exactly what happened, but it's the race where his car didn't get off the line, right?
Yeah.
Didn't launch.
Yeah.
And so he would have won the championship probably if he had just been able to go on, finish third, fourth, fifth, but it didn't even launch. Come into the next season, he's kind of down on his luck, and then go into Rome at the early part of the season, 2 back-to-back wins, one of which he came from, I can't remember precisely where, but midfield, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just that's where he became the Emperor of Rome.
Yeah, one was from 9th, I think the other was from 5th.
Which is still decent.
Yeah. As soon as you said Evans, I remember now. But yeah.
Do you have it?
Yeah, very. Yeah. I just about remember it now. That was first proper race of that year that I did.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I envy you. Very jealous.
Yeah.
Are you from America?
Well, originally I grew up in New York, but I live in London.
Oh, you live in London? Oh, nice. Okay. New York. Wow.
There you have it.
So when did you move over?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. What was the switch? Why did you
Oh,
move?
it's kind of a long story. Just life things, and have a good employment here, so it's all good.
Yeah, so it's
So
job related.
did you get to go to the New York races when they were over there?
I didn't. I was barely following Formula E at the time. I think.
Okay. You missed out.
I think it was the COVID lockdowns when I really started to get into Formula E. And it just, I went through. I've seen every single race at least once.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I was so bummed to learn, that they had raced in Long Beach and New York and hadn't been to any of them, and now they don't. Well, I guess they race in Portland now, but I go to the.
Yeah, they're going to Miami next year as well.
Homestead. I have a question. Just as American, as an American viewpoint. Obviously, you've lived in America for a very long majority of your life. With a race down at Homestead, Miami, do you see many Americans traveling to Miami all the way down to Homestead, Miami for a 45-minute race, or do you think people will give it a miss? What's your opinion? What do you think like racing fans in America would do for an event like Formula E?
Mate, we could very easily go off the rails here because I've been to many NASCAR races, so we could totally. But I don't think that I'd see that many people traveling for that. But I also don't know how rooted Formula E is in America. Exactly.
Because obviously, when you're racing in New York and Long Beach and Portland, and it's pretty much in the city center, all of them, right, or not far from. Whereas Miami is an hour. What was like I googled it. It was like a 45-minute to an hour drive from the airport, and that's with no traffic, right? So with traffic, you're looking at longer. And I was just thinking, everyone traveling. If people wanted to travel to Miami, you got to travel. So it just felt like a race for people in Miami rather than people traveling to. But I suppose people could. But it's always interesting just to see, because it'd be very interesting to see what the attendance figures, I think, are for Miami. And it's obviously interesting that they've gone for that type of circuit with the infield, and it's a circuit, it's not a street circuit. Obviously, Formula One have a street circuit in Miami, but we couldn't obviously use it for whatever reason, or make a shorter version.
I think
which I just think's mad.
I think a truncated version of the Miami Gardens track could be really, really good.
But considering there's a racetrack there, and it's there's people around there understand that we race there. It kind of makes sense to, well, can we make a Formula E race there rather than going an hour and a half away from that track, which is just a bit. I don't know. I want to go to it. Don't get me wrong. I want to go to Miami, but we'll see what happens on that one. But honestly, Will, amazing first-time caller, though. Thank you for calling. What were you going to add? I don't want to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's all good. I wonder how close Brightline is to the track, as well as I wonder. I don't think it's a double header, but I feel like if it were a double header, it would be more likely you'd have more people going there.
That's what I think. I think that as well. I think the fact that it's not a double header, then people can make a weekend of it, but then if it's just for one day, it's like, well, you can still make a weekend of it. It's just only one day of racing, but it depends on how you look at it. But then I don't know what ticket prices are going to be, and that's the problem, isn't it? Because when you go to NASCAR races and IndyCar races that last for 2 to 3 hours sometimes, or like, and then you go to a Formula E race and it lasts 45 minutes, it's swings and roundabouts in terms of price. But Will, thank you so much for coming on. Honestly, means the world. We've got a couple more callers that we're now going to just sift through before the end of the show. But thank you for coming on, and hopefully we'll hear from you again.
Lovely stuff. Thank you for having me. I'm going to drop my trivia questions in chat.
Oh, crap. I forgot. Quiz question. Go. What is it? What is it? No, you can tell us your quiz question. I'm forgetting my own show.
No, it's all good. Okay, so I have two, if you would let me.
Go on.
Yeah, go for it.
Who are the 2 oldest winners, and at what age were each one of them?
Oh my God, 2 oldest winners. Old drivers.
I think one of them has got to be Lucas winning in Berlin. No.
When did he last win? Venturi.
London season 8.
Was London season 8 his last win? I thought it was Venturi.
Yeah, season 8.
Really? He won in London?
Yeah.
2022 London round 2.
Wow. Yeah. I was there. Go on.
And the other oldest winner.
Who's old? Who is old?
I don't know. I'm trying to think like the first.
There's a lot of them that are old.
I'm trying to think about the first couple of seasons. If someone was.
Well, Nelson Piquet wasn't that old when he won.
No, he wasn't.
35.
Maybe my next question will help you.
Go on.
Okay.
Who were the first 2 winners ever in Formula E?
Sam Bird.
Is it Birdie?
There you have,
Sam Bird in Sao Paulo. He's like 40, the guy. He's not 40, but he's like 38.
No, he's not.
He's like 38.
Yeah.
37.
38, yeah.
It's his birthday in January.
I know, he's two days before me.
2 days before you. There you go. There you go. How
Right.
can we forget
Make
Sam
a
Bird?
mental note of that, everyone. We're all happy birthday to Will in the chat on that day.
All right, cheers. Thanks so much for having me on.
No worries, no worries. Thank you for coming on.
Cheers, Will.
Right,
Cheers.
we've got another new caller in Khan. Hello, Khan.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
You're on the FE bar. What is your favorite FE moment?
Well, first of all, I want to start out with introducing myself.
Go on.
Yeah, my name is Khan. For everyone who doesn't know, I'm 16 and I'm from the Netherlands.
Nice.
But I just joined the server because of a recommendation of Blake. So yeah.
Thank you, Blake.
Yeah, so I've really been since like following motorsport. I've always known Formula E, you know, as you know, a very it's a decent one, well done championship. As like, you know, I'm very like, how should I say? I'm very like, how do you say in English? I'm just very amazed of how everything is run there, and you know, and my first, like, I remember my first ever watching Formula E fully. I do not have as much FE knowledge as you two, because you know you two watch it like, I don't know, every single race probably.
I've not missed one. I've been at birthday parties and had it on my phone if I've needed it.
But yeah, so my first ever race, it was pretty recently. It was actually the last race of, I think, the 2022 season, I believe.
Soul?
Which Pico
Soul,
was that?
yeah, Soul.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I remember Stoffel van Dorn winning it for Mercedes. I've always had how should I say, an interest of course, Dutch drivers, so Robin Freins, Nick de Vries, these two, you know. And I also recently, in 2024, I also watched it with a group I have, which is called Formula Juan. A great name, by the way. And I remember, I believe, we watched the first race, which was in Mexico.
Yep.
We were, me and a friend of mine who was called Viper, watched the first race, and we were like amazed with like how everything was set up, how the broadcasts were, which by the way, they were way better than F1 has ever had, in my opinion. I remember just also seeing a guy called Evans. And my mind immediately thought of like another friend of mine who was called Evan as his first name. So it might not sound funny to you guys, but we just joked around.
You mixed him up.
Evan! We jokingly mixed them up as, Evan, you're driving in the car.
To be fair, people do that, right? People do that. If you've got the same surname as someone, you're just like, oh, yes, me.
Yeah, when Charles Pic was racing in F1, I had a PIC was there, and that's the first 3 letters of my surname.
People do that. People do that. It's quite good. Just for time though, Khan, I'm so sorry to cut you short. In terms of like a quiz question, do you have any quiz questions for us? Any questions that you managed to think of your time from watching Formula E?
I'm sorry, but not really.
No worries. That's fine. Absolutely fine. But it's amazing though. Like in terms of anyone can follow Formula E and picking up, even if you picked up in season 10, like it's the fact that you're following Formula E and you're giving it and you're enjoying it. That's the most important thing. And watching it with friends, as you said, like so many people said, like their special moments are just watching it with friends and family, and that's just amazing. It had. So hopefully Blake's told you to like and subscribe, by the way, because if he hasn't, then I'm very disappointed.
Yeah, I just did.
Perfect, right? Get that done.
Yeah.
Get that done.
By the way, me and Blake also watched the final race of the 2024 season, which was at London.
Yep.
And we were having an absolute blast of the chaos which was just unfolding in front of us.
Yep.
And watching what was he called again? Pascal Wehrlein win the championship. It was also amazing to see finally Nick de Vries all of a sudden in, I don't know, 4th, 6th. I forgot his position. What was it? 4th as well.
They had a really solid race that last race.
Yeah, in race 1, yeah. And so it was really good to see that from him. But yeah, we were having an absolute blast just reacting to that, and also seeing, you know, the championship final conclude. So yeah, that was probably so far my favorite moment in
So you were
Formula
there
E.
in London then? So you were there, you watched the race live?
I watched just on TV
Oh, but you watched it
like,
together on TV. That's nice.
yeah, though if there was a Formula E race in the Netherlands from where I'm from,
Yep.
I would for sure want to go there.
Yeah, there was talks once upon a time in Eindhoven, but
Yeah, and in Rotterdam too,
yeah,
but it never came.
about. You know what? Formula E needs more races in Europe, so fingers crossed.
For sure, for sure.
For one day that we'll get to the Netherlands. I think the Dutch fans are unreal. So especially we've got Dutch drivers, so you'd sell the tickets for sure.
Yeah, I'm already sold. If there is one, if there will be one in the near future.
Thoughts on Max Verstappen?
Ask again.
Thoughts on Max Verstappen?
I went to Zandvoort in 2024 and I screamed to the Max Verstappen every time he came at the front. But nah, he actually isn't my favorite Formula One driver, though I do have, of course, respect for him for being Dutch and shit. Yep. And also winning for the first time for the Netherlands a Formula One championship, so 3 times. So yeah. That is that in my opinion, my thoughts on Max Verstappen.
Yeah. Not the first FIA world champion from the Netherlands. That goes to Nick De Vries for getting it about 3 months.
Yeah. 2021. Yeah.
Not by much, but
not by much. Yeah, but still counts.
Although you've got Lord Gotifi as your name also in, so gotta be something. Gotta be something to do with Max Verstappen. Gotta be something to do with Max. Right, Khan, we're gonna let you go. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks for having me.
On. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Anyway, see ya.
Bye. I was gonna get Blake on, but he's deafened and he wasn't 100%.
No, he wasn't sure
about
him.
I don't know. He's now undeafened, so I don't know. We'll get him.
Play Jack, and then
we'll play Jack, and then maybe we'll get time. All right. Yeah. So we caught up little bit earlier with our good friend Jack Smith from Motorsport Week, and this is what he had to say on all the latest news and his favourite Formula E moment. And we are back, and this time, as I said, I'm joined by Jack Smith from Motorsport Week. You right, Jack?
I'm absolutely fine, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, doing good. We got to start. Obviously, we're talking favourite moments in Formula E, favourite all-time moments. What's yours?
Well, as a bit of a latecomer to Formula E, by my own admission, I'd have to say, again, purely from a selfish point of view, the fact that I was there working on it was probably the finale of the season just gone. It was an incredible season with so many ups and downs. We know that Formula E is a very unpredictable category anyway, but for there to be 7 different drivers mathematically capable of winning the title at the final weekend and then whistling it down to 3 for the last race, with who many felt was the outsider of those 3 to come out on top was incredible. And I think that it will be a moment in Formula E history that will live long into the memory. It certainly will for me.
Yeah, I must admit, the championship decider in London was incredible, and I thought it gave a good little advert for London to say, actually, it's not that bad of a track. But we got to talk the latest news, because obviously Sasha Fenestraz, obviously last time we spoke, we thought Roland and Sasha were going to be set to stay at Nissan. Obviously at that time Sasha had been told about mid-August that he wasn't going to be in the seat, but it was reported on a little bit later. But you've got a feel for Sasha, because if he was told he was going to keep it and then they've made a last-minute late decision to actually go no, you got a feel for the guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a PR disaster for Nissan. I think it's probably an objective opinion that I can give, because Sasha is a very popular driver. He's an incredibly likeable driver as well. And yes, he didn't have a particularly good season 10. I think people felt that he was going to come on a little bit more from season 9, because he did show a lot of good moments in season 9. But he was very much put in the shade by Ollie Rowland. And the gulf between the two, I guess, is probably what told for him in the end. But yeah, it's a very, very late call. To sort of get the impression that you're going to stay, and then to be told off.
Of course.
Exactly, yeah, and then to be told not, it's pretty it's pretty gutting for him, because he no longer is going to probably have the time to sew up a driver elsewhere. He's only got 2 realistic options, and I suspect both of those are already taken anyway. So it's a sickener for him. Hopefully he'll get a spot in FE in the future. I suspect he's probably going to have to look at sports car racing in the interim, is my guess.
Yeah, it's interesting if he goes down the route of Norman Nato, who is replacing him, who became a reserve driver, with Jaguar at the time, with Sasha Fenestraz, quite hilariously. And if Sasha wants to try and keep himself alive in Formula E by taking a reserve driver role, that could be something where he goes, you never know, he might find himself in a seat, maybe with ERT or App Lola, maybe a reserve role there could be something that might tickle his fancy, but in trying himself back in. But let's talk Norman Nato, because I feel for the guy, right? And I said earlier in the show, right, as much as I like Norman, and I've got a massive amount of time and a massive amount of respect for Norman Nato, I still don't understand the decision by Nissan, because if you're replacing Sasha Fenestraz, Norman Nato is a reliable driver, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say that he is a much better driver than Sasha Fenestraz, and that improves Nissan, because Sasha Fenestraz could have come out this season and been brilliant. Who knows? So, like, in terms of a replacement, it's not like they've signed the Lewis Hamilton or someone huge that you're like, fair play, right? All right, that makes sense. Like, as I said, and that's no shade on Norman Nato. Like, as I said, I think he's a brilliant driver, but like, I still believe that if they put an arm around Sasha and gave him that confidence boost, that he could have performed admirably, and as well as what Norman could perform, and if Norman performs well this season. But so what's your takes on Nissan going back? They got rid of him at the end of last season, or the previous season, one before, however we want to count it, and they've gone back to him.
Well, I guess there was, they obviously took a chance on Ollie, and that's paid off significantly.
But you could also argue that they had Oliver Rowland before, so they know how quick he was, and the car at that point when Rowland was at Nissan was crap, right? So and that's why he left, and now they knew they were having a good car, and they brought Ollie back. So you could also argue that with Ollie, they knew him though, so 2 drivers they brought back.
That is true. I think the one thing is that season 10, from Nissan's point of view, was a huge surprise. I don't think they realised just how good their own car was. And I know Formula E is generally a category which you see plenty of sandbagging, because no one wants to put themselves out there and say that they're the best team and the best car or whatever. But I think they were genuinely shocked that car was as good as it was. And I think that they now feel that they're in a position, because as far as they were concerned, season 10 was like a warm-up for season 11.
Yeah.
So I think all eyes are going to be on them, and I think that they're probably also thinking wider in terms of the manufacturers' championship, because Nissan, of course, have interest there with themselves and with McLaren. And McLaren have a pretty strong lineup with Sam and Taylor. And maybe they felt Sasha was a bit of a weak link. I don't know. I think they had a good relationship with Norman, but they obviously felt at that time that Ollie was a better bet and Sasha was a sort of a long-term investment, if you like. And they just have come to the conclusion that he's not going to improve significantly enough. It does seem very, very harsh, because there were moments in season 10 where he did show a lot of speed. He got a few points finishes, and he hauled himself out of the sort of rut he was in. But there are moments like where he got out qualified by Collette in Portland, which I think was probably one of the very big damning moments for him. But yeah, as you say, it's very harsh, but motor racing is a very harsh environment. And Sasha is quite rightly smarting about it. And it remains to be seen whether Nissan will be vindicated or not. I guess we're gonna have to find out.
But then, right? This I couldn't believe, right? He's literally only been signed a couple of hours, and they're talking about replacing him. There's like news stories coming out that they're looking at Mitch Evans and Antonio Fittipaldi, and I looked at that and I was like, what is this? Like, and I really hope, for Norman's sake, right, that it's not true. Because, and if I'm like, I would like to know. I'd like to one day sit down with Norman, and I'll probably get the chance to, but I really want to field this question to him. It's like, did you know? Because if this was true before you signed the contract, like, why did you sign the contract? Because if you were walking into a year's contract and you knew you were being replaced at the end of it, it's just 1 year, mate. It's like a loan. It's 1 year, and then you're a free agent again. This is it. And I suppose you take it for a job if you really, 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 really want to be an FE, but it puts a bit of pressure on him because even if he performs well, the chance of him being in a seat next season again, and Norman Nato, the merry-go-round story could continue.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Norman is, and maybe I'm wrong in saying this, but I always sort of felt a vibe as the season went on and on and on, that he seemed, whilst he wanted to be remaining with Andretti, I think that there was a part of him that knew that because he was probably going to be in WEC again anyway, there was a slight feeling of, like, what will be. And I think he was probably fairly content with not being in FE this coming season. So when Nissan sort of called him up and were like, hey, actually, remember us? He obviously felt it was worth taking back on. I suspect he knows what the score is. You don't know. The contract could be very much based on performance, and if he matches or exceeds what they want or what they think, he may stay. But from what I understand, obviously the race reported that Antonio and Mitch have been sort of on Nissan's radar. What I understand is that Antonio's been on their radar ever since Misano this year.
Yeah.
Because, of course, that's when it all came out. Yeah. That was all when it came out about the Nico Muller test, and Da Costa's future looked really uncertain. And it did put people on high alert. From what I could always tell, it was Penske. Once it looked like that Stoffel was probably going to go. And, of course, he's got previous with DS anyway, so it kind of made sense. But it's something that's come to my attention in the last sort of few weeks that actually Nissan had been sort of knocking on his door as far back as Misano. So it wouldn't surprise me. I think also with the signing of Nico Muller as a Porsche Works driver, it kind of makes me think that he will probably get Da Costa's seat for season 12 anyway. And Da Costa probably has to think long term. He seems to love FE. And I think it's fair to say he's loved by a lot of people within FE. That's teams and drivers and fans alike. And to move to Nissan, I think kind of makes a lot of sense. They're a long-standing manufacturer in the sport. They're aiming very, very highly about how they're going forward. And to have a driver like Da Costa on the market, potentially, it's a bit of a no-brainer. Because as long as he can get to grips with Gen 3 Evo and subsequently the Gen 4, him and Roland could be a real force to be reckoned with, I would have thought. And it's going to be a lot harder to spring Mitch out of Jaguar, I suspect, unless Jaguar have a bit of a bomb of a season and they don't perform as well as people would imagine. Da Costa's probably the most realistic of the two.
Yeah, I think for Mitch Evans to move, the relationship has to sour. Like Nick Cassidy either becomes the number one effectively, and the relationship there is beginning to diminish. I think that's the only hope for Mitch Evans leaving Jaguar. But crazy things have happened. Look, we've seen it in Formula One. Crazy moves can happen, and things do change. So who knows? Jack, thank you so much for coming on and giving us that little insight. Right. And I'll be back with Pico just after this. And we are back. There we go. We are back. So, hello, Mr. Pickering. He's now got the Neo hat on. We're going to end the show very quickly, so we've got a big announcement. But before the big announcement, everybody get ready, drum rolls. In a minute, we're going to hear from Tom Brooks. We're going to hear from Tom Brooks and what he had to say his favourite moment was.
Formula E memory would probably have to be Sao Paulo, naturally, because one, I screamed to the top of my voice, and two, just because being my first full season of Formula E, I was expecting there to be fireworks, but I didn't quite think that Sam would be able to pull that move on Mitch at the final corner. It was an amazing overtake, an amazing race in general, and one that I will always look back on very, very fondly. So that is my favourite moment in Formula E.
He's going to take the win of round 4 of the E-Prix, and look at Bird go for the outside. Surely he's not going to make that stick on Mitch Evans into turn 10. Bird's done it. Absolutely amazing from Sam Bird. He comes around the final corner to win here in Sao Paulo. Sam Bird takes his first victory since 2022.
Hello, my favourite.
Yeah, we get a little bit of playback there. But there we go, Tom Brooks.
I need to confess something, which is basically I misworded what I sent to Tom. I was supposed to ask for a video. And I
gave
sent
an, oh, you're a cheater!
I sent a clip. Yeah, no, I had the 30 seconds of the Neo. Yep, switched to cheater now. I've got 3 others, but I'm not gonna get through them probably. But yeah. So I meant to say video, and I'd say clip. But don't worry, we fixed it through the magic of editing.
The magic of editing, right?
Please. So, Jack, you have an announcement to make.
We have an announcement to make. There is another FE bar this month, ladies and gentlemen. It is at the slightly earlier time of 6:30 in the evening on Thursday, the 26th of September. And
why is it so early? Why is it so early, Jack?
Because we will be joined by a man. Just a man. A man, no problem. A man.
Wow.
No.
Who is this man?
The man is...
Mysterious man.
The mysterious man is Mr. Jeff Dodds. Jeff Dodds will be back on the FE bar on the 26th of September, taking your questions.
No way!
Yeah, he is back. He is back. So 26th of September, Jeff Dodds will be back, taking your questions. A slightly earlier show, 6:30 start time. He'll be on, so we'll be starting at 6:30, running till.
Set your alarms, because
set your alarms.
I'll need to.
Not in the morning.
Yeah,
in the evening.
Even in the evening, I will have to set
in the
my
evening.
alarm.
Jeff Dodds will be back on the show on the 26th of February of September. So we'll do a 6:30 till 8:30 show. And we'll be down that. We are very hopeful that we can get some more special guests on between now and pre-season testing and the start of Sao Paulo, but things are still working. But that one is confirmed. Lots of things. And you can come on. You can come on if you come back home. I know it's a slightly earlier time. I know people might be coming from work, but unfortunately, it's very hard to get people to start at 8 o'clock in the evening. So, the earliest start time that we can do is 6 p.m. So. That is what's happening. Could be a drive time show, eh? Home time, drive time.
Yeah, drive time. I'll be in my car.
So he's coming on to finish the show. So let's get Blake in.
Yeah,
Blake.
People coming on.
Blake, you're going to end the show. Hello, Blake. You've just hopefully heard that Jeff Dodds is coming back on the FE bar on the 26th.
I am probably excited as I can be. Holy, yeah, I'm excited.
Good. Favorite to end the show. Favorite FE moment.
Favorite FE moment. 100% the entirety of the. I don't know. It has to be the 2021 Berlin E-Prix by a country mile. The championship, could be decided between 7 drivers, not 1, not 2, 7, or even more.
Not 17 in 2021 during COVID.
Last season was ridiculous.
I think it was 13 the day before.
13
or something.
Oh my god.
But yeah.
It might be for.
It was very much the Oprah season where you get a win, you get a win,
Everybody gets a win.
Everyone gets a win. Well, everyone got at least a podium, I think. But yeah, that was wild race. Also in that race, no one wanted to win the championship because Evans, we mentioned this earlier, but Evans was in prime position. His car didn't.
Matara crashed.
Edo, who was next in line, and then Jake was next in line, and then crashed on the restart, and so everything just paved the way for Nick.
Yeah.
To do it instead.
Yeah.
The most viewed video on Formula Rezone's YouTube is Nick de Vries's World Championship interview.
Is it? Did I?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's the most viewed. It's the most viewed, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Any quiz questions, Blake?
Quiz questions. Who could you name? I don't think I've have any. Like, I don't have any, like, at all, because if I did, I would have said it by now. So no.
Okay, that's fine. We'll keep it there. We've we've had a little bit of extra time, but we wanted to make sure you definitely wanted to come on. And we're glad that you definitely wanted to come on. It's always nice chatting. And hopefully we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh yeah, that'll be nice. Also shout out to Formula Juan and Khan for Khan, because
Yeah, Khan, great first time caller. Get Formula One in here too. Get him in.
No. That's a YouTube account.
Get him in. Get him in the Discord. Yeah. Great publicity for you, mate.
Yeah.
We're gonna, the invoice will be. What was it? Your payment will be in the in the post.
Then the post. I was about to say was that Human Juan is actually the account that Khan and I run, but it's just a little series where we give our it's just like friends react to motorsport, and then just funny stuff happens, kind of.
As long as he's hit the subscribe button, we're happy.
Right.
Helping us hit our goals. 1,000, here we come.
Right. Yes.
1,000, here we come. Blake, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Mate.
Alright, shall I tell all then?
Tell all what?
The question that I dodged earlier.
Oh, I forgot. Alright, end the show.
And it's going to be very boring.
Oh,
it's going to be really, really boring.
What a letdown you are. You are such a letdown.
But it is the Season 10 title decider.
Oh, how is this the best moment?
We went into a race with 3 drivers within 7 points of each other. Honestly,
like, it's good.
It was so cool that weekend. I loved it.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. I just don't think it's the best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's like recent bias. I feel like.
Yeah, maybe that as well. But yeah, the thing is, you're saying recency bias, but you're looking through nostalgia eyes. They're looking at. I didn't swear. Looking at season 1 and season 2.
Maybe.
Right.
I do like the Gen 1 era.
Right,
Let's
okay,
wrap up the show.
Just wrapping up the show, I've just got a few more hats to get through. Got the Mahindra one that was given the new Mahindra one, because
I probably need that. My hair is terrible.
An old Mahindra one as well.
I can't believe how bad my hair is.
Wow, look at that. I've been wearing hats for 2 hours, like you've.
But you've got flat hair. But look at this.
And then
it's terrible.
Then look, there's an apt one.
I've lost my hairbrush.
However, I will
see how curved I am.
However, I do want to tell a little bit of a story. If it's okay.
Go on.
I can end with a story.
We'll end with a story.
Right.
Sit back and relax, chat.
Right.
Pico's on telling us the story. Get your pillows ready.
So, little Pico, little 16-year-old Pico in 2015 went to the London E-Prix.
Yep, pizza box with
PK. And
didn't.
So was there with a group of people, and no one really liked Nelson Piquet Jr.
I did.
Well, you were in the media centre, mate. And so
I'm a big Piquet fan.
And so I said, as a joke, why don't I get him to sign my pizza box that I just finished having a pizza, so I got Nelson Piquet to sign a pizza box. I've kept this for 10 years.
10 years.
Well,
9 and a half.
9 and a bit. But,
9 and 3/4.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Well, no, we don't.
No, come on. I thought it was good.
Because she can get in the bin. She can get in the bin.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You can get in the bin. Thank you.
Okay.
No, so yeah, Nelson signed this, and it became an ongoing thing because I'm not going to get the other one out because I have too much logistical problems to try and get the other one out. But there's another pizza box in there that he signed, and that meant that in 2016 I got to go to dinner with Nelson.
You did, yeah,
in Oxford, and he is genuinely such a lovely person.
He is.
And I'm really annoyed that I didn't get to see him the last couple of years because I know, well, he wasn't part of the coverage team this year, but he was part of the coverage team in season 9.
Bit of a weird one.
Yeah,
and one I didn't go to many.
Nelson, if you're out there, come back to Oxford. I know you love Oxford, and we'll go for
a curry house.
No. We'll go to the Shan in Summertown because that's where we went.
Fair enough. Lovely story. Yeah, that was class. I must admit that was class. Right, I did say that we'd end at 10:15. It's now 10:20. Thank you all for coming on. We love you. We can't do the show without you, but we need your help as always. Like this show is.
We'll do a show within 2 hours.
One day we have got close, but we need your help. We always need your help. If you got friends that like Formula E, get them to subscribe. Get them in the Discord. This show is growing. Slowly it's growing. Every show we're getting new callers, which is the most important thing, but we need your help. We're trying to get to 1,000, and word of mouth is probably the best source of marketing that we can get for. So if you can...
You know someone who likes Formula E, get them in.
Get them in. Just get them in. Just say, you need to check us out. Because if you love us, 9 times out of 10, hopefully your friends will love us. And we will see you on the 26th of September with Jeff Dodds. Big one. I'll sort my hair out.
6:30. 6:30
p.m. And yeah.
Turn that into a GIF and just use it for the next 2 weeks.
Perfect. But yeah, there'll be lots of, and hopefully some more to come as well. That we are working on pretty hard at the moment. So we'll see you soon. Enjoy, have some great weeks, and love you loads. Bye bye.